the story here, assuming I can beat it. Well, I wanted to show you what a end of a story looks like. I showed up at the Rumble base and it's burning in this particular story. Burn, baby, burn. Secret passage.
As the last raven fell, Renato felt worse than he ever had. The core was killing him, again. The council members cautiously came out into the smoke. "You saved us," croaked the speaker. They would put the weaponized core deep in a cavern, she promised, where its poison could harm no one. They would heal him if they could, she said. No, it's a weapon now. We need one. I'll lead the charge. "It will kill you," croaked the speaker. "I guess it already has," Renato said. She bobbed her head gravely. "When all this is over," she said, "we'll name our new capital city for you."
Renardo?
He flew towards the Imperial fleet.
Renardo City?
A myriad ships in disciplined formation, waiting for the signal to destroy the rebellion forever. Behind him, the rebels were charging. If he failed, they would die. And so the final battle began.
Yusef says Mike's low. Dad's free time let's plays.
Everything hurt.
I don't really know what to do about
to
that.
fight this way.
Thank you, though.
With each blow he struck with his sword, he felt weaker. Yet each time the core fired, it got brighter. As if the heat from the burning ravens and buildings only fed its hunger. He wondered where Lapino was. Wasn't he supposed to be in the battle? No. He'd been captured, hadn't he? Oh, Renato's mind was smoky now, like the burning fleet. He hoped this wouldn't take long.
So that was end of a story. Yusef, I did try to turn down the game volume so that I would be louder. But it's possibly because I'm not speaking very loud because I just got up and kind of lazy. This isn't really Let's Playable. I'm just trying to show that there's different stories in this game. I'm excited to play it because it's a different type of game that I haven't experienced a game like this, and that's been a long time that I've been able to say that. This is how it looks when it starts over. Keeps starting over from this point every time you complete a story. And choose your own adventure type game. I think I'm gonna up my dash again.
This was way better than being able to shrink down to the size of an ant. What was that all about anyway?
He says, "What's up?" I can't show the one time I don't show the comments, I get a viewer, but it's cool. What's up, Yusef? Thanks for jumping on, man. I don't know if this game's still on sale on the PS4 or if you have one, but it was 79 cents and worth every penny. A game like that for 79 cents, you gotta pick it up.
With this device, you could travel at night, so long as there are ravens set on fire.
I die all the time. It's so easy to die. have to get this chest again? Okay. Alright. Gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. What's going on down there? Get out of there.
Renato felt a breeze.
I don't know why I have this gemstone now. I guess that's from the last story.
That wasn't good.
It kind of bleeds over into this story. It's strange. Every time it loads the screen, it does that. It glitches the hell out. I'm almost instantly at the beginning of every story just out of health, and I do the whole playthrough like that. We're dying all the time, but.
Don't look down, he told himself. Don't look down.
So cool looking though. Right. You can do it. Nope, out of there. I'm so dang stingy with the health. I get this thing where I need full health or I feel naked without health. They don't want to give me any. How does that guy blow up? Oh! That thing's really helping me out. Taking out those fire guys. Nothing. No health.
Reynardo Opolis. Vulpus Major. Lando Nardo.
Lando Nardo.
If they were going to name a capital city after him, well, he just wished he had a better name.
Yeah.
Where was Lupino? He missed Lupino's bitter outbursts. Or did he? Lupino had gotten him into this mess, hadn't he? The core was a wonderful weapon. It swept fire across the fleet. Ravens exploded in its gaze, and with every heartbeat, it grew brighter. He would die. But he would die every inch a hero. Spectacularly, changing history, like the legendary heroes of lore. Or was it yore? He couldn't remember anymore.
Legendary heroes of yore.
It was like having the world's deadliest bowman right by his side.
I guess I didn't finish the mission because he's still talking. Yeah, it shows more of a definitive end than what it did, but another comment. Check that. Ooh. Let's check it. Yeah, well, this will do it. This will drown out those kids shows. The ABCs and bouncing bunnies and ducks going to the stores and eating grapes. I think that's a popular video for kids, right? A duck eating grapes. It's silly. Everybody loves it. What kind of duck eats grapes? I'm terrified. That's why I'm terrified. I'm gonna die. I know. If you give me health, that'll stop happening. Promise. That's pretty forgiving on the where it starts you off at. I don't know why it can't start me off full life. Oh. And that R2? Never used that. First time I've seen it. guy is just wrecking shit, man. Come on, yahoos. Wake up. Wake up, yahoos. Hey. Yeah. Give me some health, maybe. Looks like health. Energy. Don't need it, guys.
Reynardo fell to his knees. The Emperor's bodyguards were lined up before his ship. Fierce ravens, all. And Zenobia. She was conjuring. He could not take another step. All he could do was fire the core.
That's his
The
girlfriend.
ravens,
He
Zenobia,
doesn't like him
the
very
ship
much.
all burst into flames, disintegrated, and blew away. So they had one, after all. The core grew brighter. He shielded his eyes, but he could still see it through his sleeves and through the flesh of his arm. And then he felt heat, as the fire grew to consume both fleets. And then he felt nothing.
Because he died again.
And just like that, he was alive again.
Oh.
And back on the Farfarer, still fleeing burning Ubar. The book was still open before him. So, the book was a portal. It took you to the future, when your destinies would branch. He had failed and died 3 times.
That's scary.
And he hadn't learned anything new this time. He'd done the same thing twice, yet expected a different outcome.
That's the method to insanity. So see here, it says I did story number 20, Reynardopolis, which is funny. My guy's name, protagonist, is Reynardo. And I thought that I did choose a different path because it shows exclamation point. Viewfinder will help you find paths. Look for the icon when making choices. Okay, I thought it was the exclamation point. Cool. So see here, my first story, Walking the Cat. I was trying to chase the love. You can see the steps that he made. And if you see in that picture there, or even read all this, she basically kills you. And you die each time. Let's find the core. We found the core and opened it up, and it created a black hole and sucked us all in. We all died. And that was the end of this one. Nobody has feelings for Reynardo. Yeah, no shit. Feelings on the end of her sword.
But he was starting to feel like he was getting the hang of this. There was a way through to victory. He could feel it. He just had to keep running the path of Destinies. With that, the book fluttered back to the beginning.
There it goes.
And he fell into it. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Reynardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis Stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Reynardo. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing.
Yeah.
Lapino was no game changer.
I keep starting
could
off with that
Reynardo
one.
really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
So I think I'm going to start with the desert. I thought the exclamation point means I hadn't tried it, but it was telling me that that little keyhole is what I need to look out for new adventures. The orb was part of the last story. And no, I can't side dash. I only dash forward, and it says he uses stamina.
No one went there except ostriches.
And I still don't know where my stamina bar is. So I can do it sometimes I can't. So still getting the feel for this game. That's kind of why I'm streaming it. And there's really no definitive story to follow, so I thought it'd be a good game to
And so,
to just stream.
Bernardo went ostrich
Plus, I
hunting.
like playing it. I missed who that Yahoo was. Looked like some kind of weasel. Let's see here. That orb was something with the last story, and it took me 3 days to play that story, so I can't really tell you
Every child
what the
could
hell it
sing
was.
verses about the Sky
Kind of
River,
cool to have, though.
but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the Iblis stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals?
So, the R2, I can jam on R2, and it did something last game, but I've never used it. So, my stamina bar, I don't even see it. Shows my sword up there. Shows my ore. You can make stuff with all your ore, and it'll have an exclamation point if you can make something new. This is pretty cool. My final gem is a shield breaker. You hit causes the shield grunts to drop their shields. I used to have to press triangle and use my lasso, I guess, to pull their shield off, but now I don't have to with that gem. So that's pretty sweet. That thing. Grapple.
Bernardo
Hook.
distrusted doors that opened automatically, especially after being buried for millennia. Was this some sort of trap?
It's gotta be. Gotta be a trap. Alright. So I knocked off his shield. It's pretty cool, huh? Make it an exclamation point. You gotta point the stick towards them. Break their combo. They make a lot of references to Star Fox in this because the protagonist Bernardo's a fox. So they made quite a few references. It's pretty funny. Fuck you, Yahoo. That guy's buffing up his guys. See, gave him health and made him flashy. No. Oh.
The Ravens
never keep
were
full
already
life.
here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. Then he hadn't come too late. It was definitely easier to fight inanimate objects.
Fucking energy. What am I gonna do with energy? I think I went up. No, I didn't. This is the leveling system. It's cool. Each playthrough it stays. You don't have to start over, obviously. But high replayability, man. You want to take those guys out first, because they'll just buff up bad guys. Yeah. No! I tried to dash through him. Of course it didn't work. My fucking stamina bar. Oh, I got lucky. Yeah. Yeah. Quit getting hit, man. Nothing. Bunch of ore.
If only he had some way to break the ice. Or convince it he was a friend.
What, this ice? I don't have that sword yet, Mr. Narrator Man. Yeah, Sly Cooper, true that. He looks a lot like him. Man, I missed those games. Let's check those out again. What are they? PS1 and PS2, I think? I don't even know if they made it one on a PS3. What's all this hoopla?
What was really fun was hooking yourself onto a moving ship.
Okay. Man, these pots not giving me anything. So here's my swords. It's calling them upgrade, but it looks like an entirely different sword. So I need a few more wind essence to make this this void blade, and then I'll have them all. I gotta try this R2, see what it does. Try it on a bad guy.
You hadn't noticed that path before.
I never even took this route before. It's becoming confusing, reliving the same story over and over. And that must be a void sword. It's all purple and cool looking. I didn't level up. Need some bad guys. I'm gonna try this R2. Good, I'm on fire. I just get on fire.
What kind of raven can't fly? Thought Renato.
Evil one. Oh! Oh, nice. Fucking R2 didn't do anything. He gets this power around him and his sword lights up. Maybe I should read it. Okay, so Sly Cooper 4 is on the PS3 then? I did not know that. You should play him, Yusef. Watch the crap out of that. I'd like to play him myself though too. I think I only played the first two.
Obviously the temple builders knew how to deal with Tomb Raiders.
Oh, Tomb Raider reference. Copyright infringement. So, grab damage, that's kind of cool. Yeah, let's do that.
He was more and more extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Cool. Looks like reminds me of Aladdin laying the carpet. A little Apu getting the gem. Okay, let's do that. All right. Defense.
Oh look, fracking.
Okay. Oh, be more cautious. Bad guys?
It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up. Who said that?
What?
It was the stone. Eager, thirsty.
Eye of Sauron.
That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and Renato wasn't sure he really wanted to be Emperor. Why not capture the core of Skyripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god, torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. "Not the core," said the stone anxiously.
Interesting. So here I get a pick. Zenobia was the one I was telling you that killed me last time. It's kind of his girlfriend. I guess they have history. And the Darkstone didn't want me to go to the core, so I kind of want to now, just because it didn't want me to. But I'd also like to kill Zenobia for the hell of it, because she was stabbing me for the hell of it. What's up? Yeah, it's not dark enough. I need to pick this up, but again, here soon. Thanks for hanging with me, Yusef.
The stone bothered him.
I think we're gonna go this way.
Being told what to do. Wasn't that why he joined the rebellion? Wasn't that why he'd refused to be a soldier? He'd agreed to come on board only if he could freelance. The stone felt a bit clingy. The sage Calaveras had told him where to find the Skyripper, a weapon capable of challenging the gods. Even without its armature, the core would still possess great power. He would go there.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I'll read this last comment, and then I'll pick it up again from here next time I jump on. All thieves are like Lupin the Third. They have a horrible trust issues. That's hilarious. It's another show, man. You're bringing in some nostalgia, Yusef. And Carla, what's up? I know who you're not.
He thought.
Good to see you, buddy.
Turn around himself as Zenobia's island.
Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm gonna pick this up from here next time if you're interested. You'll get a notification. And have a Merry Christmas and enjoy the rest of your day.
School together. They'd never been lovers, but somehow they'd been closer. She'd told him every secret about herself, except the biggest one, that she was the Emperor's daughter. No, kill Zenobia, whispered the stone.